It's the Easter weekend, April 2020, and this Sheffield care home is crippled by COVID.
Hiya, John.
How are you feeling?
Our cameras documented what happened here. Staff didn't have the proper protective equipment or PPE, and residents were dying of COVID.
I want to get out.
Of this place, you mean?
Yeah, I want to get out of here.
Guidance from Public Health England to ministers failed to recognise the risk posed to elderly residents by non-symptomatic spread of the virus. A Sky News investigation at the time revealed that supplies of PPE were being diverted to the NHS away from care homes. And worse, elderly patients were being discharged into homes without a COVID test. We now know that the policy guidance documents released in March and April were unlawful and failed to protect elderly residents. It's something we asked the Health Secretary about at the time.
You knew and your department knew that this was a high-risk area. You've issued guidance to care homes repeatedly over the last few months. I wonder if you will take this opportunity to apologise to those families of loved ones who died in care homes because the government didn't properly protect them.
The thing is, Nick, I think that's unreasonable as a question, actually.
But now the High Court has ruled that the government broke the law. Care home owner Nicola Richards lost 28 residents to COVID.
The government told us all the way through the pandemic they put a protective ring around us. That's just lies, ultimately. It never happened. I think what they've done, the lies, is absolutely unforgivable. They should apologise to every single family member who's lost loved ones. They should hang their head in shame, basically.
A spokesperson for Matt Hancock said, "This court case comprehensively clears ministers of any wrongdoing and finds Mr Hancock acted responsibly on all counts." The court also found that Public Health England failed to tell ministers what they knew about asymptomatic transmission. Mr Hancock has frequently stated how he wished this had been brought to his attention earlier.
John? Hello, darling.
Lindsay Allison's father-in-law, John, died from COVID in a care home after being discharged from hospital without a test.
Absolutely disgusted. I don't know why it's taken 2 years for somebody to decide that the government have broken the law when I've been saying this from the start. We've known from the start they sent the elderly into care homes without testing them first, allowing my father-in-law and many others like him to pass away.
The lasting and painful legacy for many families is that they will never know if the death of their loved one in a care home could have been prevented. Nick Martin, Sky News, Sheffield.